The Parliamentary Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock has proposed the inclusion of £500 million shillings in this year's budget towards the maize flour subsidy program. But as NTV's Lois Wangoi now tells us, the report has condemned the financial statements presented by the Cereal Millers Association, even as the body claimed that the government owes them some 2.5 billion shillings.
The 15-member Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock was on a mission to find out whether the maize flour subsidy program under the previous government achieved its objective and to establish whether the identification process for the millers was free and fair, as well as find out if there was value for the money in the execution of the program. Here, the committee investigated stakeholders involved in the maize flour subsidy program under retired President Uhuru Kenyatta's tenure, namely Cereal Millers Association, Grain Mill Owners Association, the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, the National Treasury and Economic Planning, as well as the Office of the Attorney General. The Cereal Millers Association, which is arguably the biggest in terms of maize flour production and infrastructure, said it felt the contracting process for the maize flour subsidy program suppliers was free and fair, adding that CMA supplied maize flour worth 4.5 billion shillings, whereas the previous regime paid them 1.9 billion shillings, and now the government owes it 2.5 billion shillings. On whether there was value for money in the execution of the subsidized maize flour, the committee perused documentation at the Treasury and the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock that revealed unexplained gaps of close to 1 billion Kenyan shillings. According to the ministry's records, the government paid 3.5 billion shillings to the two contracted maize millers under the program, while the two contracted maize millers association claim to have received 2.7 billion shillings collectively. The committee further sought to answer the question, did the maize flour subsidy achieve its objective? Here, the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock established that the program failed to reach the ugali plates of many Kenyans, as a huge supply of the subsidized maize flour was hoarded by unscrupulous value chain players who later sold the unga at a higher profit at the end of the program. In its conclusion, the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock has advised that the 500 million shillings owed to members of the Grain Mill Association be factored in the budget estimates for the year 2023-2024, and that the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock should come up with a structured policy on how to engage in future subsidy programs in the country. The committee further concludes that the presentation by CMA had a number of underlying issues and therefore no value for money, even as the Cereal Millers Association insists that the government owes them over 2.5 billion shillings for supplying subsidized maize flour last year. Lois Wangoi, NTV.